And hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the daily party and the daily webinar. I am Rob Booker. It's nice to see you here. If you're joining us live on Facebook, which I hope that you are, leave a little comment below. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you're joining us from, what you trade, your favorite color. I don't know. It's nice to see you all here. Today we're going to talk about how to optimize a robot. We've discussed this subject before, but today I want to show off some work that I'm doing on a short-term robot that really gets me excited. It's pretty much my favorite thing that I'm doing right now is optimizing this particular robot, and it's based on this good guy here, the Finch. That's not actually a finch. It's just a cool-looking painting of a bird with glasses. Do we look like each other? Wait a minute. Where do we go? Yeah, look. Do we look like each other? I don't know. I think we do a little bit. All right, how to optimize a robot. When you are going to optimize a robot, here's the deal. You got to choose what you want to optimize. You have to choose the purpose of your optimization. You have to choose exactly what the goal is, what the purpose is. Things are just dropping all over the place around here. You have to choose what it is that you want to get out of the optimization. And for me, the priority is a reduction in drawdown. We're going to make a little drawdown reduction with a little mango chutney. That's exactly what we're going to do, and that's the most important thing that we want to accomplish, is we want to prioritize for the reduction in drawdown. Now, that's going to be a very important thing that I just said, and you're going to see why in just a moment. What I'd like to do now is switch over and take a look at the testing server. Welcome to you if you're just joining us now. Happy to see you here. Welcome to today's presentation. Now, what I'm doing is looking at the testing server, and what this is a virtual private server. It's hosted outside of my office in who knows where, and this is a MetaTrader installation. I've loaded some data into MetaTrader for the purpose of backtesting. And I'm backtesting the robot that I call the Finch with ADX. This is a robot that trades the short-term charts. It takes 2 trades maximum. One trade that tries to get a profit, and a second trade that is opened after that that tries to win if the first trade was a failure. What I've done is preloaded the robot. I've decided that I want to test the, test the Australian dollar. Let's try something difficult here. Let's try the Australian dollar Swiss franc. That's the Australian dollar US dollar. That's not the one we want. Let's try the Australian dollar Swiss franc. Where are you, Australian dollar Swiss franc? You there? There you are. Okay. What I want to pull up is expert properties. And under expert properties, we have a whole bunch of settings that are available for this robot. And we have a magic number which designates the trades as belonging to the robot. Candles back is for the Knoxville divergence. Slippage and max spread prevent us from entering trades in a rapidly degenerating market that's going crazy. And then we have a first trade size and a second trade size. We'll do a first trade size of 1 mini lot and a second trade size of 3 mini lots. Pips to trade 2 we'll do as 70. Stop loss, we're not going to use a stop loss. We're going to let the robot try to get itself out of trouble. Now here's where we get to something really interesting. We have a first trade profit and a second trade profit. If the first trade opens, we want to try to make, let's just say, $1 or $1.30. If the second trade opens, then what we want to do is try to go for what is potentially a bigger profit target. And in this case, we're saying maybe $10? Now that's a little bit crazy. Mind you, that's a little bit crazy. We want to reduce the drawdown. That's the goal. So I want to set the second trade profit target to 0. And that's going to be really important in just a moment. What I want to do now is set the ADX settings. What the ADX settings will do is they will prevent us from entering trades when the market is trending. And that's a really important designation on this robot. And so in this example right here, I want to designate the ADX at, I want to test out what happens if I go down as low as 20 on the ADX. But what I also would like to do is optimize that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the ADX by checking the box for optimization. I'm going to set it for optimization by checking this box. I'm going to set the first value at 20. I'm going to step ahead one by one in increments of 1, and I'm going to end the test once I've got to 35. What this will do is it will run 35 back tests. It will run a back test with all of our trade sizes the same and everything the same, and a first trade profit of 1.3 and a second trade profit of 0, but it will run through 15 different ADX settings when we do that. I have to check the optimization button here at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, and I have to choose a date range to test. Now, I don't want this backtest to take 357 years, so to start things off, I'm only going to test 2017. This is really good news for all of you that want to do some backtesting with the Finch robot or the Finch with ADX. This is really good news here. The good news is that 2017 blows. It was a really tough February through May. And because it was a really tough time for that robot, it's a great year to test. And that means you can test accurate, recent data that's going to give you a view of how a robot performs under really difficult conditions. Once I click Start, this backtest should begin, and it should start backtesting the 5-minute chart with all of these different scenarios. And I'm going to switch over to my spreadsheet. It looks like that's performing the test. Now I'm going to move over to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you what it is that I'm doing to assemble the data once I have it. So I have a spreadsheet here, and what I am going to do is zoom in on the spreadsheet and show you what I'm doing. I'm listing the name of the robot, and I'm now going to list the currency pair that I'm testing, the Australian dollar, Swiss franc, Schweizer franc. And remember, I'm doing a little mango chutney with a drawdown reduction. I'm trading the 5-minute time frame. And now I am going to end up with an ADX setting that is optimized. At the end of this test, I am going to see which ADX setting performed the best. That's what this right here is. Now I can put a profit target and a stop, or a profit loss to drawdown ratio. I can put a lot of other things in there. But the first thing, profit target first trade, profit target second trade, and then we'll just delete that. Now I'm going to end up at the end of all of my optimization with 3 settings that I like the best for the Australian dollar Swiss franc. Now the last item on this list is the profit target to drawdown ratio. The last item that I'm going to have at the end of my optimization is the total profit made divided by the drawdown that occurred. And that's going to tell me which currency pairs are operating the best. Let's go back to our server and see if our test is complete. Now, there's a chance that this test did not work. Yesterday, when running a workshop on this, I found that the backtesting wasn't functioning properly, and it was kind of frustrating and whatnot. It looks like MetaTrader says that we have completed 16 tests. Let's look at our optimization results. They look spectacular. Now, if you don't have 16 optimization results inside of your MetaTrader, you can right-click on the optimization results and uncheck Skip Useless Results. What this will do is it will show you all of the results, not just the profitable ones. That's really important. This test looks like it's complete garbage. Let me just show you exactly why it's complete garbage. It looks like we made a profit of $76, and we had a drawdown of 489. We had an ADX limit of 35 when we did that. This is garbage. This is complete garbage. Basically, under no circumstances do I want to have anything to do with this backtest. This basically, the entire thing failed. This is not a profit to drawdown ratio that I would accept as valid under any circumstances. There's just no chance that this is working. And so we've discovered something that we didn't know that we were going to discover. We've discovered that this version of the robot on this currency pair is total garbage. Now, lest you think that that creates a insurmountable problem, well, let me show you what we can try to do. We can try to rescue this robot by doing the following. we can pull open our ADX settings and blah, 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 and our settings for the robot. And we can just type in 35 for the ADX limit. Why? Well, we know that that was the best so far. We know that that one worked the best so far. That was, out of all of the tests, that made the most amount of profit. All right, so we're just going to say, we're going to go ahead and say that one works pretty well. I might want to do an ADX test once I found that that's the best setting. I might want to do a back test where I run ADX 35 through, let's say, 45. Let's do one more round of optimization and see if we can improve things by increasing the value on the ADX. This will only run 11 different optimization series, and that'll give us an idea of maybe if there's a higher number that even works better. Welcome if you're just joining us now. Nice to see you all here. Guy says the ADX length is also important to optimize. This is absolutely a brilliant comment. That is absolutely correct, and we're going to do that as well. In fact, I need to add that to my spreadsheet. So you're not seeing this on the screen, but I'm going to add ADX length. You're absolutely right. We want to optimize that. Now, we can optimize all of these things at the same time in combination, but we're not going to do that quite yet today. How do you know that the ADX is so great? Well, the first thing that you do, Doug, is you run a sort of you eyeball it at first. The first thing that you do is you eyeball it. You go back in time and you make a prediction. You say, I predict that the ADX is going to be helpful. And then you go back on the charts and you run a little test. The other thing that happens is that at the same time all of this is going on, you're hopefully working with other traders around the world inside of your trading family who are going to be doing tests and trying new things and whatever else. And as the story goes, I went to Madrid, Spain to work with my trading family in June of this year. And I was having a beer and some appetizers with a bunch of people in Spain, with Joel and the rest of the crew. And our friend Mike from Spain, who was just in town for a day, mentioned that he was running a version of this robot with the ADX and that it was producing some really important to look at returns, and the drawdown was low. And that's what started it all, Doug. You know, you get in with a group of people and a family of traders and you start doing testing together, and one person finds something and another person finds something else. Let's go jump back over to the server and see what those optimization results look like. It looks like the highest ADX keeps outperforming the rest of the settings. So we're going to stick with an ADX setting of 45. The next thing that we'll do is we'll go ahead and take Guy's suggestion, and we're going to optimize the ADX period. We're going to start with an ADX period of 6. We're going to step up by 1, and we're going to end at 20. And now we're going to run a back test. What we've now done is, I've made a mistake. I need to change that ADX setting to 45. Excuse me, apologize for that, because we discovered that looks like the best one so far. And now we're going to optimize for the length of the ADX. And then we're going to see if this makes any more money. Can we optimize this? And can a ADX setting of 45 with a length of whatever, can it outperform the best that we've seen so far? Our drawdown is too big relative to our profit target right now, and there is a chance that this is just not going to work. And there's a possibility that we just have to throw everything out. But you have to remember that the first time you backtest something, that you're probably not going to have a win. There is a little bit of a silver lining on all of this conversation. And that silver lining is that in all of these backtests, almost every single result is making money. Do you notice that? I mean, the drawdown is big, but do you notice that almost every single result is producing some kind of profit? That means the system is robust enough to make a profit in a lot of different market conditions. And that makes me very happy. That is exactly what we'd like to see. We're trying to make money, and if we're not making enough money, we can always try to optimize it later. It looks like the ADX length doesn't really, the period 12, 20, oh look, 20 made a bunch more money. But it's an outlier. Do you see that? It's not that much different than the other periods. Look at this. The 17, 18, 13, 11, 19, 15, all of them made money, none of which were significantly different than the others. What I want to see is where the drawdown was the lowest. Nah, it doesn't really matter. It looks like an ADX period of 11 would be absolutely fine. And so what we're now going to do is we're going to change the ADX period to 11. Now we've got two settings that we like so far, and I'm going to log those inside of the spreadsheet. And I'm not going to show you that because it'll require me to go back and forth beyond and around things. All right, Pat says, hey, Rob, Scotty from Spring, Texas. Hope the lake is treating you right. It is a beautiful morning out there on the lake. I will try to show that to you at the end of our webinar. Let's optimize for our second profit target. Now, what we haven't done so far is had a profit target at all on the second trade. We started with 0. Let's start with 0. Let's step by 1, and let's go up to a profit target of 15 on the second trade. And now let's optimize for the second trade profit target. Hopefully what this is going to do is, hopefully, this will produce a significant additional amount of profit so that our drawdown will remain, hopefully, something similar to what it was, but our profit's going to go way up. Well, that's my hope. I'm not exactly sure that's going to happen, but it's possible that that will happen. Carlton's here. Dan's here. Welcome. If you're on GoToWebinar, I'd always love to hear any comments that you have. If you're here on Facebook, always love to see you here as well. Robert says good morning. Julian says good morning. Warren says thumbs up and good morning. If you're watching this video on Facebook Live or if you're watching it later on, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know you liked the video. Stoyan says, when will the Mexican robot be ready? It is ready. It's all ready to go. So you're going to be excited about that. Looking forward to showing that to everybody. But that is ready. It did some last testing on that yesterday. Oh, this optimization is almost complete. I am very much excited about this. Did the profit go up? It did go up. Our profit targets shot up to $145, but our drawdown remained the same. This is encouraging. This means that we might start looking for a profit target that is even larger than what we first tested for here. I am really liking this idea. So it looks like our highest profit was $15 on trade 2. If Joel, you're watching this, I'm sure this is pretty interesting to you. So now let's optimize again, and let's start with 15. Let's step by 1, and let's go all the way up to a profit target of 25 on the second trade. And let's see how this performs. Okay, so Stoyan, where is the... Yeah, the Mexican robot is inside of your robots course under the bonus section. If you're a lifetime member or a robots course member, I think you're going to like what that robot is starting to produce in all of our back testing. All right, let's see how this test is performing. I hate to look at it before it's done. Oh, it is producing more profit, though. Second trade profit of 25 is doing pretty well. Look at this. I'm encouraged by the fact that our profits are going up and our drawdown is remaining the same. I don't even know how that's even possible, but that doesn't seem like it should be possible. It seems like, okay, it does. The drawdown does eventually go up. That makes much more sense. You see, if you're striving for more profit, it's going to take longer to get there, and the possibility that you get stuck in some trades is greater. But look at that. We seem to have found some settings almost that I could live with. We're now at $188 of profit and a drawdown of $504. Inside of my little spreadsheet, I am going to put a profit target of 1.3 and a profit target 2 of not 25. We want to go with a profit target 2 of something around 22, 23. And now I want to do a profit target to drawdown. 188 divided equals the sum of 188 divided by 504. I think it's 182 divided by 504. And what I'm doing there is I'm dividing the profit by the drawdown. And if it's a number underneath 1, it's the entire idea of trading it is suspicious. I want to be careful about trading it if that is the case. So it's nice to see you all here. Drawdown is equal for all parameters. Maybe it's a singularity in history that you are scanning. I don't know. It appears that eventually that got out of whack. And we'll do some more testing as time goes on. But that, my friends, is how to optimize a robot. I recommend that you try this out for yourself, that you look at it, that you have some fun with it, that you take the whole family out on a little family outing to optimize the robot together. And don't forget, the most important thing that you can do in your robot kitchen is a little drawdown reduction with a mango chutney. If you'd like this robot, or if you'd like some mentoring on how to use the robot, click the link inside this video, get the robots, get lifetime membership, and we'll do all of this stuff together all the time. I love you all. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have the best day ever. We will see you on Monday. Bye for now. All right, if you're on Facebook, let's see if we can take a look at the lake. I'm not sure we can. Wait, I'll go full camera on this bad boy. So the office is really starting to come together, everybody. Let's see if I can pull that out. There we go. So that's a original Roy Dufek. I know you don't know Roy, but Roy's my buddy who's a photographer. I don't know if you can see the lake out there this morning. Can you see it? It's a really beautiful morning out there today. So anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.